Hey friends, today we are finally getting started on clearing out the spot for the chicken coop, and I want to give you an update on our sweet girls. They are growing like weeds. You have all been asking how they are doing, and they are doing fantastic. They are 3 weeks old today, so I cannot wait to show them to you. You'll be amazed, I think, at how much they have grown, and they are changing. So back here behind me, Jackson and Jerry are getting everything kind of set up back in here for where the chicken coop is going to go. We have got to move a lot of trees out and to kind of grade the land and get all of that situated. Of course, we have talked about this several times where we have ordered a chicken coop from a fellow North Carolina company, Carolina Coops. We are doing the American coop. It is going to be 6 feet wide and 24 feet long. So these girls have lots of room to go outside and stretch their wings and peck and hunt and do all sorts of fun things. We are not going to let them free range because we do have an extensive amount of gardens here at the house. And if you have ever been around chickens that free range, they do a marvelous job of scavenging and looking for bugs. But by doing that, they completely can destroy a garden really, really quickly. And so that is why we went for the longest run that we could get, 24 feet, again, 24 feet long, 6 feet wide. And so they're going to have a very fun time in that. We've got all sorts of great things planned for them. So that, we just got an update. Is all built. They were just waiting on the roof metal because there was a delay in shipping on that. That is coming in either today or tomorrow to get that on, and then they will get it out to us. So we are moving really quickly. The coop is moving ahead, so that is very fun. We just have to get this area ready for it because there's a lot of work to be done. Jerry works really well under pressure, so that is good. So without further ado, I want to take you upstairs and show you the girls. Oh my goodness, they're so sweet. All right, my friends, so here we are up in the schoolroom, and you literally take the lid off of the brooder, and this is what happens. Yep, they just fly up. They are testing their wings and having the most fun. They are quite hilarious. Megan is assisting me today because they will just have the most fun. We've only named 2 of them. This is Eleanor right here because Eleanor, I think that's Eleanor. Yes, that is Eleanor. Eleanor, especially as a baby chick, she looked like a chipmunk because she had a dark stripe all the way down her back. And you can see that she has it on her head right there. She's a sweet, feisty little girl, and so Jackson loved her right away. But she looks like a little chipmunk, and you know, Alvin and Simon and Theodore, right? They had their little friends that were the girl chipmunks, and so one of the girls was Eleanor, so we named her Eleanor. And then here we have right here, this is Queenie, and Queenie is one of the green queens. It's the only one that we could really tell, especially in the beginning. So we thought that would be a great name for her. So that is Queenie, very sweet. She's checking out Megan, or maybe it's the camera. She's trying to figure out what in the world is happening. And then we have, of course, the Rhode Island Reds right here that are getting nice and spotted. The black Australorps right there. They are some hefty birds, let me tell you. They have got some weight to them and some heft to them. And then, of course, we have the little buff Orpingtons. We have one right here, and then the other one is down into the brooder. We did have a little unfortunate incident where we lost one of them. We lost one of the buff Orpingtons within the first week. And so we did lose one, but we've done really well ever since then. And if we just lose one, then I think we're doing great. Jackson and I, as you can see, we created a duplex. So we started out with just the one container. They quickly outgrew that within a week. So then we made a little tunnel right here using the thick part of a 2-liter Coke bottle. Used duct tape so it's nice and smooth. There are absolutely no rough edges. Jackson created a beautiful roost for them right here. This was the some of the leftover twigs, branches from when we cleaned out the creek. And so we did that. And then girls love fresh soil and dust baths. So we have a container of soil in here. This is literally from my garden box. So it is all organic, lots of good worms and little critters in there. So they have the most fun pecking and taking dust baths. Quite fun with that. Brenna is handling it. She is trying to figure it out. She's very, very curious, but we also still don't trust her with this. And so, of course, all the lids are on unless we are doing what we're doing right now. But the girls are doing great and growing, and they are ready to, they're ready to have a new home and expand their wings so that they can have more fun and get out. So we are very excited to hear that the coop is almost ready and headed our way. All right, let's go check on the boys and see how things are going. Here I am with the project manager, the foreman of the job for the chicken coop, and we are up here at the future build site of the chicken, I can't even talk, the chicken coop. And so Jerry is not mic'd up, but he's just gonna talk about what we're gonna do, have fun. What you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna get started moving lots of these little saplings out here. And guys, these things have been here 18 years and they have looked the same for 18 years, right?
Yes, they look awful.
Yeah.
So that's why we talk about this quite a bit, that we are not ones just to be like willy-nilly and take down a tree. These are, a lot of them are very, very small, and if they're a good size, then they are really crooked and leaning towards the chicken coop and or all sorts of different places. There are a couple of hardwoods in this general area down here. There is a dogwood, there's a beautiful maple and an oak. We're gonna do everything we can to keep those.
Just have right over in here just lots of little tiny trees, and there's no future for these guys over here.
Yep.
Just, you know, over in that section going up. And that's kind of where the coop is going to go. So we're going to remove all of this.
Yes.
With the Bobcat and get the stump up, and then I'm just going to smush. We have a gully on the other side over here where we can just push all the debris into, so it can decay over the years. And then there are some big pine trees in here that are either broken or have tops problems, and there's a dead pine tree over here on my neighbor's. So we're going to take those out.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because the last thing we want to do is to go to all this work and then have a tree fall on the coop and the girls and on the landscaping.
There's a lot of money in the coop, and I don't want it smushed.
That's right, that's right. Now, does that mean that this is going to be completely barren and we're not going to come up here and landscape?
No, no.
Oh, no. Don't you worry about that. This is going to be such a fun transformation. And then, and if you're wondering, we're standing on this board, and so if we're bouncing, that
Jackson had like his little hut up here he was trying to build.
He did, and he did a really good job of a what do you call them? Tree house.
Yeah.
He had done a tree house, but he took that down.
He took it down,
and then he wanted to build a building. So we got a little debris up here.
We didn't really get anywhere with the building, and now we're going to build this thing, the chicken coop, and probably some other things.
Right. So Jackson's been super excited about getting this project done.
Yep.
So without further ado, we're just going to get it done. right, my friends, so today's work is done.
Yeah, for today. Yes,
For
great.
today. The project is not complete by any means, but we're done for today.
We're done for today. That was a lot of good work there in the last few hours.
We're tired.
Yeah, your dad asked me, he said, now, did you do all that today? When did y'all get started on this? And no, we started after lunch.
It was probably close to like what, 1:32?
Yeah, that's what time now.
And it
We
is
stopped for about
5:30.
Yeah, we stopped for about 30
We
40
did.
minutes now talking.
We did. But really did some great work. Got all of the the vast majority of the little stuff out.
Most of the little stuff I think you might be able to see just over Jenny's right hand shoulder, just a few little groupings there. We just had to stop somewhere and to be able to start to kind of gather up the debris and
Clean up.
see what we have and see how the sun's working. So it's working out pretty nice that, you know, the sun sets off over here and it's catching larger trees that are down this way, and it puts shade in behind us, kind of where the coop is going to be. So that'll be good for the birds.
It will. And so, you know, once we got in here and trying to figure everything out, so there's a large pine tree behind Jerry. It's nice and straight. So that one's going to stay. And we've got some loblollies. They're smaller ones, but they're going to stay over here. All the other ones are Virginia pines. And it's not that I don't like a Virginia pine, but they're all leaning. Like they may have a straight trunk and then they just go, "Wah," and then clearly there was some sort of storm that came through however many years ago, an ice storm or whatever, that has deformed the trees. And so like we said earlier, the last thing we want to do, I was talking to Jerry, I was like, if it's leaning, I want it out of here, because we're not going to spend all this time and energy, money on a chicken coop, landscaping, and eventually a new tractor shed that we'll build, and then a tree falls or you have to take it out and they have to pay somebody to take it out because of all the new structures.
The more pine trees that come out, the better, because we'll be able to grade it off better, and then we can just get a better look overall for a landscape, because some of the trees are sitting on a high spot and it would be nice to be able to have that dirt,
right?
You know, and then so there's probably a good bit of them coming down. That's going to be a lot of work. So
yeah, we were talking about getting some extra help, getting some extra hands and some extra, we've got folks, Josh and Roman, you know, very handy with chainsaws. So, because I'm not running a chainsaw and Jackson's not running a chainsaw. So if we can have the three of them running chainsaws and or Jerry and the Bobcat, and they're cutting and moving debris, it'll help and go a lot faster. Yeah. So that's the plan for today. I think you can probably tell that we're a little tuckered out today, so we're going to call it a day, but it is nice and cleaned up. We got all the debris out, you know, for the most part today. So we are good, and then we will come back at it
we'll see.
Another day.
Yeah.
That's all I know about that. It's going to be another day. And so anyway, it's a little fun adventure. The saga of the chicken coop continues, but we are making progress, and that always feels good. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.